Do you want to know how you can use Notion API to get data from external sources inside your Notion database? Can be responses to form or can be answers to quiz or any sort of data collection point. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can bring those data inside your Notion database without any technical knowledge, and it works automatically. Let's go into the video. Hi guys, it's Alston. Before I go into the video, couple of things. If you do enjoy this video, please share a like button and also subscribe to more digital marketing for entrepreneurs video. And also I have created jump points throughout this video. So if you are only interested in specific part of the video, you can find the links for that in description. Okay, now let me get into this. First, let me show you what I have set up in my Notion campaign. For example, you can see there is a content plan in my Notion where I am managing all my articles inside it. If you notice, there is a different linked page, and if I go into that, there is a database here where basically it's collect responses from external sources and bringing those responses into my Notion dashboard database itself. Let me show you how this works. I have created a form to collect responses from my audience or from members of my community. They comes into a form similar to this and they fill out their content idea request. So let me do Anthony, email is Anthony. Let me do that, and test message. And they fill up this form, and when they click on the submit button, you can see that message comes to this particular row. So that is automatic, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can recreate that particular process. Now let me explain you a bit in depth what is happening behind this process, so you can get a better idea on what's happening and how you can set it up for your personal needs. First, there are several steps. The first step is to create a database which is brand new, or you can use any existing database where you want to fill the database. And after that, where you need to have a form or a plugin or a SaaS or software, any of in that nature, to collect the responses and send data in a webhook format. Where webhook is kind of a technical term, but if you are a beginner or non-techie guy, all you need to understand is webhook is sort of like a medium where once a form event is completed, if we enabled webhook, it will send those responses which is captured to that webhook to that particular URL. Simple as that. So we need webhook URL, but we can eliminate this webhook URL in case if you have the form or plugin which you are using as direct integrations to Notion, then you can eliminate it. But most of the time you won't be able to find a direct integration support your Notion app. So in that case, we will be using something called the third layer, which is automation app. You might already know it, but for the people who don't know it, it basically like a bridge software which connects one software to another software, and it helps you to communicate both softwares with using that bridge software. Basically, there are so many softwares in the market, and you can use any of these softwares such as Zapier, Integromat, Integrately, Automate, Microsoft Automate, Public Connect. My personal favorite is Public Connect for the reasons such as one-time price, stability, and cheaper compared to Zapier, and also it does not count credits towards internal tasks as well. So in this example also I'm going to use Public, but you can use anything you want which has Notion support. And finally, we need to set up the process to create a page inside our database. That is the huge overview of this particular process. Don't worry if it's confusing. I will go one by one now to give you a better sort of understanding on how this works. So I'm going to create the first step now, which is to create a brand new database. For this example, I'm going to create a brand new page and call this as video page, and set that and create a brand new table here. So now I have created an empty table, which is this one I have created. Now I need to create a form to collect this data. For this, I'm using native forms, which is one of my favorite to create HTML forms, but you can use any software. You are not just restricted to this. As I mentioned, any WordPress plugin, theme or software, so anything which support webbook or which has direct integrations to Notion as well, you can use it. So I'm going to create a brand new form and I'm going to say test form here and create a form. And you can see I have created a form. Now we need to identify what are the field or what are the data we want to collect from our users. It is also going to be dependent totally on you on what are the data you want to collect. In this case, I'm going to collect 3 data which is necessary for me, which is name, email, and also content idea. And I have created this. Now I also want to make sure whatever the fields which I'm going to collect data, I want to create that same fields inside my Notion database to store those data. So I'm going to go back into my Notion database and I'm going to create the same fields here as well. I want an email field here. I want to have a text field which is collecting the content idea. Let me do that as well. And you can see now I have created 3 columns inside it. So in this step I have done this, I have done this. Now since there is direct integration with native forms to Notion, but I'm not going to use that. Let's assume that it does not have direct integration but only have webhooks. So what I now need to do is I need to create a webhook URL for this particular form. And if I go into this here, it shows here, but depending on the form you are using, you will see the data in different places. So I'm going to click on new and I need to provide a webhook URL. Where you can get the webhook URLs to, you need to go into the automation software which you are planning to use. In this case, I'm going to use Pabbly as I mentioned, and you can see I am logged into my test account and I'm going to create a brand new project for you for this particular process. I'm going to create a brand new project and say test project or something like that and click on create. And once this is created, it will now create an empty project for us. You can do a lot more with Pabbly Connect with connecting different softwares. But in this example, I'm just going to focus on this use case. The first one we need to do is we need to collect the data from a webhook. So you can see it is the most used trigger. So it's showing here, but you can search it here also. So click on that and you will now get a specialized URL to use it. For example, here's the URL. I'm going to copy that particular URL and I'm going to paste it inside this webhook URL. And I'm going to select the event as form completed, because whenever I want to trigger the URL is when someone comes into the form, fill up the detail and press submit. I want to capture all those information. So I select the event as form completed and click on create webhook. Basically, I have created the form now. Now I need to set it up on Pabbly Connect to use this data. So you can see it's asking, waiting for to pick a web response. So what I need to do is I need to send a test data so I can set up Pabbly Connect for this. So I'm going to go into the form and I'm going to fill it with some dummy data so I can start configuring my Pabbly Connect to work with Notion. Again, I'm going into test one, test idea, something like this, and you can see it is waiting for the response. When I press on submit button, you can see it has sent the message successfully. Now if I go into Pabbly Connect, you can see that process is finished and it has received the test data which we just sent. Now we have captured the data. You can see it has captured name, email, content idea, all those data. Now we need to send this particular data into our Notion account, where you can do that with the second step, where I'm going to click on the second step. There are so many apps so many data points you can use with Pabbly, but I'm going to use Notion here and I'm going to search for Notion. And when I click on Notion, Now it will ask me to select the event I want to do inside Notion. Again, there are so many options here. You can do lot more advanced functionalities with this, but for the sake of this video, we are just going to create a brand new entry in our database whenever a form is submitted. So we are going to click on create a page, and you can see create a page is done. Now I need to connect my Notion account with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on connect, and you can see I have already existing connection, so I don't need to create a brand new because I have done this process already. But if you are a brand new users to Pabbly Connect, you can click on add new connection, and you just follow the instructions which are mentioned here. You can see it is a clearly laid out step-by-step instruction. You need to do just one time for this to work, and if you are not unable to understand these instructions, you can click on this link where they have created a much more in-depth guide with screenshots for you to help to get better idea on how you set it up. Basically, you just need to copy the token and paste it in Pabbly Connect. That's it in a simplified form. Once you connected that, you close on this. I'm going to click on existing connection and click on save, since I have already connected to my Notions account, and you can see it is connected. Now what I need to do is I need to go into the database or the page where I want to collect all the data, and I want to give access to Pabbly to make edit and also see this database. In order to do that, I go into the share and still click on this particular option. It will give all the integrations of apps we are connected to our Notions account. Make sure to select the connection ID of Pabbly which you have created, and click on Pabbly. It is selected. Now click on invite. Now for this particular database, I have invited Pabbly as an integration. Now I need to go into this and let me refresh this item, and what it will do is it will bring up all the Notion databases pages which Pabbly Connect has access to. So if I go into this, and you can see the existing database which I am already using, and there is a brand new database which I just created now. I need to click on that brand new page, and you can see it automatically grabbed all the columns which I created from my Pabbly directly into this, so I can map out these data. In order to do that, it is really simple. All you need to do is click on this, and this shows the responses we received from Webbook. Click on this down arrow, and you just click on whichever the field or the row which contains the content idea submitted. For example, this is the one. These are dynamic field, which means whenever the form is submitted based on different users, this form is going to get auto adjusted. And once that is done, email, I'm going to do the exact same process and choosing the email field here. Let me see, where is that email field? Customer email. I forgot, I didn't put validation for email inside my form. That is a mistake on my end. I can do that, but in this case, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to choose this as one, and for name, I'm going to choose the name element here. So you can see I have mapped out all the three data which I need in this case, but we can also create content inside this entry also as a separate Notion page. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well, but I'm not going to do it. So in this case, I'm just going to leave this as it is, and I'm going to save and send a test request to Notion. So I want to make sure this particular data which I have created actually gone into my Notion. So click on this, and if it's a success, I should see a success message here. You can see it has created a response, and I don't need to view this. If I go directly into my Notion, I should see a brand new entry gets automatically added into my Notion account. Let me delete this empty properties. These will automatically created for some reason, but hereafter it won't create again whenever there is a new creation form is happening. So I'm going to open this form which I created again, and let me test it one last time for you guys on the new example. You can see there is only one record as of now. So I'm going to do a second test of adding the data. Test@email.com. something similar in that nature, test idea second. And once that is done, if I click on submit, and the automation should trigger in Public Connect, and if I go into the database, you can see it has automatically filled up with this. So that is how easy you can connect Notion with any external third-party sources. The use case can be different for each one of you. If you face any trouble or problems with setting it up, do ask me in the comment or join our private community and ask there, and I will be happy to help you guys out. And once again, I hope this video was really useful to you, and if you like to watch more videos like this, do make sure to hit the subscriber and give some love to this video by clicking on the like button as well. Once again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.